Hey everyone, it's the D League podcast, episode 8. Wait, episode something. Week 8, week 7. Oh my god, I'm lost already. Uh, I'm your host, Austin. I missed last week because I was sleepy and tired, and the creator, as Will calls him, Pat, was in town, so I couldn't get away. But we are back, and we have a very special guest, Jeff Edwards from Singapore. It is 9 a.m. on a work day, and he's here. He's looking good in his collared shirt, ready to go make big bucks. What's up, man?
Business. Hey, is this? I think Noost asked the question, but is this the first morning podcast?
Well, you were on last year, but I don't know when you did it.
I can't remember. I think I was in Seattle when I did that.
Mm.
I don't remember.
Yeah, weren't you back in the States and we managed to grab you?
Yeah, so I think this is at least for me the first time from Singapore, and I'm assuming that nobody else has called in from the morning time. So
No, I don't think
coming
so.
from the future, come bring you live news. KNEWS live news from tomorrow. It's the 17th of October. Everyone else is still in the past. Get with the program.
What's it like out there?
Hot and humid, at least here in Singapore. Same as always.
Climate
There's only
change
hot,
or just
hotter,
Singapore?
and
We'll
hottest.
never know.
Most people don't recognize this. Like, I guess I didn't until I moved here, even though I'd visited before. But Singapore is only like 85 miles off the equator. So it's pretty consistent in terms of having just sweaty weather
Year round? It just,
year round.
you're drenched?
Taste and see.
That sounds fucking miserable for me. I don't think I would survive. Well, how was the league last 2 weeks, actually, since we're catching up on the week I missed and now this week?
Oh man, I mean, I haven't been tracking what the other leagues are doing, but in President's League, I think it's just a total sham. My team sucks ass. It looks good on paper, but I think we just have a loser mentality on my squad, and
Mm-hmm.
the weeks that we play poorly, we find a way to lose. Even if the other team also plays poorly, we will play more poorly. And my team was, that little feature at the end of the week where it highlights the top 3 scoring teams.
Mm-hmm.
I was one of those, but found a way to lose to a higher scoring team. So, loser's going to lose. The rest of the league, though, Hanks surprisingly pulling an Iowa State, going 6-0 to start. I did not see that coming, and I think I have to play him this week.
He's got the elite defense. He has 12th overall points against, but he still has a good offense. He has the most points scored and then the least points scored against. That's a combination that we all dream for.
Love
Pretty
to see it.
incredible.
Love to see it. But it's shaping up so far at Presidents to be pretty clear. There's people who've gotten out of the gate fast. You got Hanks, and you've got Bogey, Noost, Bianchi, and Jameson, who are all 4-2, and then Stewart and TA 3-3, and then there's just the rest of us with me, Vange, Jay Long, Davo, and Sam Vange struggling 2-4, and then Sam Vange is 1-5. His one win came against me.
Let's take a look at the. Actually, can you pronounce the fish?
Humuhumunukunukua. Yeah, bitch.
Fuck yeah. All right, so the squad is Jared Garf, Brees Hall, Josh Jacobs, Brandon Ayuk, Wandale currently, Terry McLaurin, Sam Laporta, J.K. Dobbins, Jake Elliott, and just Cincinnati defense, I'm assuming, because they play Cleveland.
Yeah.
Got Aaron Jones on the bench. Ridley, Gibson, Sutton are all kind of just, we need buys, we need people in there. Jacoby Myers and Jerry Jeudy. So the starting group, this is really good. I mean, you're already projected 114, which is higher than I think most people are projected throughout most of their year. You're the third highest projected. So yeah, I feel like the team, when healthy, is pretty solid. Brees is coming off a couple bad games. Wandale is just peppered with 19 targets a game. Laporta, it would be nice if, he
Stop
went.
performing like a porta potty.
Yeah. It's so weird. He is the number 1 overall tight end, and now he's 15th. Like, what the fuck happened there? He fooled
Yeah,
us
I mean,
all.
I think he was probably due for some regression, but I feel
Not
like
that
my
much.
squad is good on paper, and it's actually deep. Like if you look at my bench
Mm-hmm.
compared to most everybody's bench, I got a lot of people you can plug in, but just hasn't clicked. Been a little bit unlucky. Brandon Ayuk has consistently found a way to spend more of his time sucking dong than catching footballs.
Yeah.
Um,
One double
you know
digit game in 6 weeks. That's bad.
the running backs, like having Brees Hall, Josh Jacobs, Aaron Jones, J.K. Dobbins. I had Tony Pollard, but traded him to Bianchi for Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley has proceeded to just poop the bed on a very regular basis.
Did you trade him after week 2?
Yeah, I needed some help at wide receiver,
Mm.
and he has not been any help at wide receiver, unfortunately.
No, he's been. I have him in a dynasty league, and he's torturing me every single week. Well, that sucks. But does Hanks anybody on bye? No, he's full strength. This could be bad, but hey, Zhao came back from 1-6. Anything can happen. You got the squad to do it. All you need is points for. All you need is points for. Get the last spot. Doesn't matter your record.
I want it. I crave it. I can't get demoted. Like, there's a lot of things that could happen in life. I think that I've got the resiliency to deal with. Getting demoted out of presidents is not one of them.
That might be the last straw.
Can't I can't live amongst the plebs.
One of us. One of us.
How's your squad doing? How's your squad in your league?
It's going pretty, I guess. Well, I have a lot of injuries, but I'm number 1 overall in Guggenheim. But I'm 4-2, so Guggenheim's pretty even. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us that are 4-2, including your brother. I do have the tiebreaker on all of them by points scored, but I am currently missing Cooper Kupp and Nico Collins, and DJ Moore is on a bye, and Jonathan Taylor potentially. Oh, he didn't practice today, so I'll probably be missing him still. So I've been missing Taylor and Collins and Kupp for quite a while, and I'm still the overall point scorer. So we're deep. We're very deep. However, if one more guy goes down, we're in big trouble. Especially because I have Jordan Mason, and if somebody goes down / CMC comes back, we're in big trouble. Having the 49ers overall number 1 running back has been a blessing, and I don't think I can sustain that shit.
Pretty good, all things considered, though, with who you got out.
Yeah, I think Zachary mentioned this when he and I were texting a while back, but he's like the winner of Guggenheim is going to come out probably like 10-6 or something like that. Like we're all just clustered together. So just having points for at this point, I feel pretty good about. Like I would have to have a pretty massive bye weeks and fuck ups for this to go poorly. So
We've seen it happen.
yeah, I went from 6-0 to 6-7 one year, so anything can happen. Last weekend was phenomenal. The motherfucking boys, me and Tishan and Freeze went out to a new bar in Edina. I don't really go out to Edina that often, but it's like a upscale sports bar. Like lots of TVs, but food and drinks for a 35-year-old.
Lots of cake.
Yeah, lots of old fashions. It was a blast. We woke up the next day and I was severely hungover and watched DJ Moore and Brian Robin or not Brian Robinson, Brian Thomas both drop touchdowns. So I had Mason get injured on Thursday, and then those two drop touchdowns on Sunday, and I was just like, "This is the worst fucking weekend ever. I'm so hungover. I'm gonna lose to goddamn cum, and everything's fucking terrible." Ended up working out by Monday, but um, if you're ever in Minnesota or Minneapolis, check out Dexter's. The place fucking rocks. I think I drank 6 old fashions. We had a spicy margarita. We had sangria. We had motherfucking. Well, now I don't remember what Freeze got. Freeze got something else, but it was great. Got to see the
Dexter's
boys.
Laboratory.
Exactly, yeah. Omelette du fromage.
I don't know why, but I say that more often. I say omelette du fromage more often than I would think that I was as a 37-year-old man.
It's just ingrained
Thanks,
in our
Dexter's Laboratory.
blood, yeah. Omelette du fromage. Omelette du. Yeah. What a legendary episode.
That was legendary.
All right, well, let's go on to some NFL. How much NFL do you get to watch in Singapore?
So from a time zone perspective, it's not great. You
Right.
can catch like this. If there's a night game, it plays well. And thankfully, we got the Seahawks on Thursday Night Football last week, Amazon Prime. I will say Amazon's UI is completely based here. Not that that's a hot take. I think everybody probably knows that, but I was happy to be able to get that game. But it's kind of few and far between. A lot of times I just wake up Monday morning, roll over, look at my phone, and hope for the best.
It's
And
gotta be torture.
as I mentioned, it hasn't been waking up to nice things thus far this season. But
plus side,
yeah, not a ton of games. But
the Seahawks throwbacks are one of one. Those are the best jersey in the NFL. Like not even close. Those are fucking awesome.
it's
Do you
good
have
luck.
any Seahawks gear or jerseys?
I do.
Specifically?
I kind of have the classic one that they had for the last 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got the number 12 for the 12th fan. Like I'm not a fan of getting a player's name because I'm always worried that they're going to get traded, or once they're, if they don't retire with the team, then the jersey becomes obsolete.
Right.
So yeah. I'm glad that Seattle does the 12th fan thing, and I know that there's haters from Texas A&M that have issue with that, but that at least allows for getting a jersey that won't go obsolete.
Texas A&M has a whole host of their own problems to worry about, not the 12th. Yeah, I would get a 12th man Seattle throwback jersey. That looks so fucking good. All right.
Yeah, otherwise, haven't gotten a ton of NFL football. I've been pretty happy that the Cyclones have been playing night games, though.
Oh yeah, you got to watch those.
Yeah.
So what time do you go to work? You're on with me right now. It's what, 9:30?
It's a little flexible in the morning. My calls will usually start at 5 or 6, so I'll take them from home. And then after things die down on the West Coast, which would be around now, I'd head into the office and start my Singapore day. But I was like, ooh, opportunity to hop on the pod. I'm just going to clear my morning and
I'm busy,
come in a little late.
Actually. I'm sick.
I have very important things to do.
Yes.
I work at Prestige Worldwide.
My day starts at my first stand-ups are at 7, and I'm basically in meetings from 7 to 11ish, and then I basically fuck off for like 2 straight hours because I've been burned out on the computer for too long. So I get that. Let's start early, let's pound it all out, and then let's take a break for a minute and go do something else.
I was happy that it worked out. Happy to be here on the pod. Happy to see your face.
You too, man.
I'm happy to see whatever's on your hat. I don't know what that is.
Do you know NBA Paint? He's a Twitter account that basically makes paint versions of like big stuff
Like
that
MS
happens in the
Paint.
NBA. Yeah, this is a Timberwolf with a basketball in his mouth.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I dig that.
Yeah, you need to check him out. He's phenomenal. He has his own shop. Merritt has a T-shirt with ant as an ant, and um, oh my god, he just got traded.
Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, cat as a cat, and they're like Halloween hanging out with each other. So good
Do you
shit.
think we could get that guy to design franchises for us?
Wait, that's actually a really good idea. I'll see if I can reach out to him. I think he's like pretty overwhelmed now because his account has exploded in the last couple of years. But yeah, that'd be a
But
really good
once he
idea.
sees how awesome the league is and the boundless
Yeah.
opportunities to make, nearly 100 franchises for us,
Hmm.
that's got to
I
be
think
appealing.
he might only do it if every person commits to having a franchise, though. So we all need to come
Yeah.
together.
Do your part.
Yeah.
Hold up your corner. Let's go, guys.
Let's go, lads. Couple NFL news. Amari Cooper to the Bills, and one Devontae Adams to the Jets. What are your opinions on both of them?
Oh man. I mean, if you're Amari Cooper, I don't think you could be happier. Like the
Yeah,
Browns
fucking
are
awesome.
like an all-time dumpster fire. I was scrolling through, not in preparation for this or anything, but just flipping through Instagram, and I saw some stats that were basically like, since 2000, if you look at all offenses through the first 6 games of the season, the Browns are almost like dead last on a number of metrics. Deshaun Watson almost dead last on a number of metrics. That place is just dysfunctional. So I think Amari Cooper personally has to be happy to be going from Deshaun Watson to catching balls from Josh Allen. And I think the Bills offense gets upgraded with him there. So I think that's a great move for him, great move for the Bills. Sucks to suck for the Browns.
Yeah, didn't the Cowboys trade like a fourth or get a fourth or fifth for Amari Cooper in the middle of his season like 2 years ago, and now he's 2 years older and the Browns got even more for him? So phenomenal work, Jerry Jones. You're brilliant. And then, yeah, I think Deshaun Watson is like very last in the EPA in the last like 20 years. It's like he's like 750th out of 756 or something on quarterback EPA. So I'm sure he was quiet quitting. He was ready to just leave. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about anything. I just want out
I
of
mean,
here.
he's got guaranteed money. If you're Deshaun
Yeah,
Watson, it kind of doesn't matter. I
sure.
don't know
Yeah, you
why.
can just
If I was him, I would
do
just go
whatever.
hang out in the massage parlor and get paid.
Yeah, spend half my money paying off lawsuits. Like it doesn't
Lawsuits.
matter.
Speaking of Jerry Jones and what they've got for Amari Cooper, he had a little uh, mini spaz out. It looked like where he was getting
Oh
interviewed
yeah,
about his team management choices, and I think he got like really defensive and butthurt. He was like, "I'll replace you."
yeah. Does he own the radio network or does he think he does? Like what was that?
I don't know. Either he does,
I'll
or
get
he probably
somebody
just has
else.
that mindset when you've been big dick in it for so long that you can just own the world. I don't know.
Yeah, incredible.
Thin
Hey,
thin
radio host,
skinned.
you're next on my chopping block. Like, okay, I'm a DJ. What? Okay. Yeah,
um,
that's pretty bizarre.
on the Devontae trade, I think that's an upgrade if you're him as well. It's an upgrade for the Jets offense. Um,
What if you're a Garrett Wilson owner, like perhaps I am, and I've had two
I,
good games the entire year, and now this is happening?
I don't know. Like, it doesn't look like there's been the sync up that's needed to happen with Rodgers and Wilson. And I tend to think like if you've got two good receivers that can complement each other and take away coverage, it probably actually could help in some scenarios where it's not like the con is, hey, you're not just funneling targets to Garrett Wilson, but you probably do have more quality looks when the field opens up for him. And we look at the weapons that they have on the Jets between Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson and now Devonta Adams. I think that there's a lot of options, and there's theoretically plenty of opportunity to go around if they can get clicking.
Yeah, true. And they don't have Hackett calling plays anymore, so opportunity abounds.
Yeah,
Really.
it was interesting to see the midseason coaching change there, though.
Yeah. I
And
thought they fired the defensive
that
coach
kind of
and then they
disruption can't be
immediately
helpful.
got fucking eviscerated by the Bills on defense, and then the offense was like, okay, I guess. Like, I don't know if Salah had a lot to do with that. But also on the topic of the Jets, they trade for Devontae Adams, and then immediately we find out that Mike Williams is available for trade. He ran one bad route, and Rodgers is like, "All right, you're fucking done.
Banished. Yeah.
You're never gonna work in this town again, bud. See ya."
I actually love that. That's an awesome power move.
Yeah.
Like, no, we're not going to keep you around for depth, even though you're on I think he's on like just a 1-year contract anyway. So I don't know what they'd really get in return for the rental. It's not like he's a superstar player where you really value that, even just that half season rental. So I love the power move where it's like, you done effed up, you're gone.
Yeah. Chargers could use him.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know though. Like, is there more trade rumors abounding, or were those kind of the big hitters for now?
That was even Cooper was surprising to me, just because I thought that the manager for the Browns would go down with his ship. Devontae less so. I kind of figured that would happen. I don't know of any other rumors or rumblings in the trade. I mean, the trade deadline is not close, so everyone's just doing this right away, which is a little bizarre.
That's where I was surprised.
Plenty of time.
These things happening.
Oh yeah, Corey,
love to see it.
The Vikings got Cam Akers. They traded for him last year, and then they traded for him again, which I think is super rare.
We loved him so much, we let him go, and then
yeah,
we missed him.
This is the exact same trade composition they did last year too. It's like a conditional sixth. I don't know, if you can't beat out Mixon and Dameon Pierce, it's probably not good for you long term, but I guess you need depth after Ty Chandler. I don't know. I don't even know who the third running back was before Akers, so
I don't either. Really is Aaron Jones injured? I should know that. He's on my team. I think I was just asking in the chat.
He left in the game before their bye, but I don't know. It was a hip injury, but I don't know if he's still injured.
Let's see.
Aaron Jones is one of those guys who's like injured all the time, but when he's healthy, he's like a fucking top 3 running back. It's hard to deal with. All right, let's go on to the specific league shit. We've been babbling for a while. All right, Guggenheim. I'm in first. I'm the first and best. I have 785 points. I'm 4-2. I'm tied with 1, 2, 3, 4 other people in 4-2. Tanner lost because Tank Bigsby was dog shit. So I think a lot of us thought, oh, Tank Bigsby is like a flex guy. He's been taking work away from ETN. ETN got hurt pretty much immediately. I know that because I was playing against ETN. He had -1 point and then got injured immediately. And instead of Tank Bigsby, for some reason, they went to Dearness Johnson, which is what happened last year. And then that's the whole thing. Like, Tank just had like 2 points. So he should have had probably like a 20, 30 point game with all the passes and shit when they were getting the shit kicked out of him, but nothing happened. Tanger lost by 6, and then Burrell in Guggenheim takes out Denton by 1. And Denton, I'm going to read off his injuries and buys right now. So on his bench, he has Taysom Hill, who was doubtful and didn't play. Jordan Brooks, who hasn't come back from the pup. Raheem Mostert was on bye. Aaron Jones on bye. Cam Akers relegated back to the bench. And then Dontavian Wicks, who got injured right away. Still scored 130, but unfortunately went up against 132 from Burrell. So even with all
Oof.
that shit happening, he put up an awesome. I mean, he's doing the damn thing. He's got Keenan Allen. He's got Xavier Legette. Now that who's the rookie? Wait, that is Legette. All right, Legette. He's got Marvin Harrison. Oh, Marvin Harrison got injured. I mean, literally one catch from Marvin Harrison probably changes this. He's got Jamar Chase. Mixon's coming back. Dobbins, Love. Like, he's in a rough spot. 2-4 is not easy, but I like Denton's chances of coming out of this. All right, on to Herman German. Let's go. The trade heard round the world. So 2 weeks ago, a couple of trades happened for our boy. Oh my God, Zach Elliott. So he traded. I'm gonna scroll all the way up for this shit. There's freezes. Gotta keep going. We have to keep going. We have to go further. Oh yeah.
More.
Boom. 2 weeks ago. Here we go. Because he did 2 trades. So 2 weeks ago, Tim Wood got Najee Harris from Zach Elliott. Zach Elliott got Chuba Hubbard and Brian Thomas. Keep that
For
in mind.
Najee Harris?
Yep.
That's an excellent trade for
phenomenal.
Zach.
Yeah. Zach then gets DeAndre Swift, Garrett Wilson, Brock Purdy, Dallas Cowboys defense. Gives up Josh Allen, Michael Pittman, and the Vikings defense to freeze. So, I think at the time I was confused about the trade. I was like, this is really good, but also really shitty. I couldn't really figure it out. But now Zach is 2-0 since the trade. He was 0-4. Freeze is now 0-2 since the trade. And then Tim Wood is 1-1. I have my reservations around DeAndre Swift because he has such a super easy schedule lately. But the rest of the pieces are really nice. And I kind of like it.
I love seeing like a big package trade. Those are hard to come by.
Yeah, and Zach basically just going, you know what? This sucks. I'm going to revamp the whole roster. He traded, 6 people? Get them all off of here. We need new blood in here. I love it. Also in Herman German, Benda is the #1 overall scoring team in all of the leagues. He has 819 points. He's 4-2. He's not even in first in his own league.
I love to see the new franchise really coming into its own, though. I know he redid it. It wasn't working out quite so hot, but I think it's probably just, you got to take some time to settle in, find your groove, and you'd love to see it.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
He's crushing it. Nobody else is in the 800s. Not only is he in the 800s, but he's 819. So he's destroying. But it's not good enough. So maybe if you only were averaging another, 110 points, you'd be. What was the thing that we were arguing about last year where just get a good team and after 110 points every game, you'll be in the playoffs. And here's fucking Benda averaging like 200 a game and it's not enough. All right, Bilpto. We had a really strange trade. This was 2 weeks ago. I got to go back and find it. And I'm curious about what you think of this because I don't know what's going
Looks
on.
like Nelson got Laporta and Cam Akers.
Yep.
Conrad got Sam Darnold, Puka, and Jake Ferguson, the tight end for Dallas. And then proceeded to drop Sam Arnold. So it was basically Sam Laporta and Akers for Puka and Ferguson.
Yeah.
Which I think is the better end of the deal for sure.
Which one? Akers and
getting
Porta?
getting Puka and Ferguson, I think.
Yeah.
Provided Puka can come back healthy.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that Puka's been out this long. But yeah, I don't see much difference between Ferguson and Laporta. Like Laporta's had one good play in 6 weeks. Akers is a third stringer, and Puka could be, back to a league winner in a couple weeks
Yeah,
whenever
I
he
mean,
comes back. So.
Puka was like a first or second round pick, and I mean, notwithstanding the draft capital, looking at a wide receiver 1 or 2 on their team when they're healthy, question mark healthy, but trading it for like a third string running back, that just seems like a weird trade.
Yeah, I don't know what. I guess it's just Josh loves Browns, so he wants another, or not Browns, Lions. So he wants another line. What is?
Look, I appreciate that loyalty and commitment to the squad.
Yeah. Get your guy.
Get your guys. Guys plural.
Multiple guys.
Just go out and grab some guys.
Peters Cuervo. The only note I had here was the fake manager is 2-4 because I think somebody asked about the bots that we have because 2 people left. The placeholder does have the most points scored against them. The bot team does, but they are not the least points scored for. So could be worse. That's all I had for Peters Cuervo. Nothing really else has been happening in there. All right.
Can I go on one tangent about Peters Cuervo?
Yeah, of course.
Is it Peters Cuervo? Like there's a possessive, like there's an apostrophe there where it's Peters Cuervo. It's his Cuervo.
It's a dash. It's like both. It's like a hyphen, right? Peters and Cuervo.
So it's not like Ruth's Chris.
No.
Which is my my least favorite naming of a restaurant.
Yeah, one of the worst to ever do it. I'm a Peters Cuervo, actually.
Are you? Well, that explains a lot.
I am. I'm a Jose Cuervo tequila guy. Yeah.
That would have been a hard night. Activation.
It was a hard life. I started out at the bottom.
Okay, sorry for the distraction. Newhall.
So Newhall, Skelt, he traded Darius Slayton. Darius Slayton had one good game in his life, and he traded him for Kareem Hunt. I think that's a very savvy veteran move because Kareem Hunt's probably going to be the starter until whenever Pacheco comes back. Darius Slayton kind of just does Darius Slayton stuff. Sometimes he's really good. Sometimes he doesn't catch a ball.
Yeah. I mean, he's been relying on the fact that Malik Neighbors has been out.
Yeah. Yeah. That was 2 weeks. That's a long concussion, actually. I don't care what you got to do, God damn it. Malik Neighbors stays in the game. What else? Oh, Tyler Gill was on waivers, which was kind of strange. I feel like he's been on. I checked all these other leagues, and Algiers been on a team the entire year, but now he scored 20 points, and Newhall picked him up, and then Juice. I made fun of Juice for spending like $80 on Cole Kmet. Well, what the fuck do I know? Juice is 5-1. So, my bad, Juice. I wasn't familiar with your game. I think. Let me look actually on Kmet. He is the number 3 tight end. Okay, perfect. Fuck you, dude.
Kismet.
All right, Old Hall. Another trade. A lot of trades happened in the last 2 weeks.
Love it.
Mallet gets Roma Dunze, gets Wandale Robinson, gets Tyler Algier. He trades
gets
away
buckets.
Trades away Roshan Johnson and Amari Cooper. This was 2 days ago, mind you.
Was this pre Amari Cooper trade?
This was
in real life?
Amari Cooper trade. So either he traded with Christian. So either Christian knew that there was some secret agent shit going on, or he was just like, I kind of want to be dominated and I want to be hurt today. Because otherwise, this is a terrible trade. But he gets bailed out by the Bills trade, right? Rome, Wandale, Algier for Christian now has Roshan and Amari Cooper.
Oh, Christian gets Roshan and Amari Cooper, not gives up.
Yeah, he traded away Rome and Wandale and Algier.
Yeah. No, I agree.
That's bad.
He's got to be pretty happy with the Amari trade to the Bills. That boosts the Amari stock for sure. And I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, Christian is well known for insider trading activities, so he probably was in the know on that. He's managed to evade the SEC thus far, but luck only stretches so far, so we'll see.
As an Amazon employee, I'm sure he has direct contact with Jeff himself, and Jeff probably knows who's getting traded to where. So he made this trade. We all know you had some extra information here, and that's illegal. Maybe Jameson will take action on you, but I won't. I'm just a podcast host, not a commissioner. All right. Also, Old Hall. Pruitt played the only person he could have lost to, which I love. That's hilarious. He has Chubb and Jordan Brooks. So things could be looking up quite a bit for the prematures. I did have one note here, though. He already has two really good running backs. He's got Derrick Henry, you may have heard of, and Breece Hall. So his next guys are two more running backs, which means he's going to have to flex one, and one of them's got to sit on the bench. And I'm looking forward to Preer making the wrong decision on which one of those guys to start for the rest of the season.
Or maybe some trade opportunities. There's a lot of teams that are always running back needy.
Yeah, maybe the Redhawks, who are 0-6, might need a running back. He has Raheem Mostert and Zach Moss.
Oof.
Now Rohan Johnson, though. That's a game record. That's a franchise changer right there. Okay. Oh, also I had a quick note here. Mallet. So he had the trade that we just talked about with Christian, and 90% of his team is now removed. He's traded or dropped him, which is a lot like me last year.
Oh, you mean relative to the team he drafted?
Yeah. It's completely different. So
I love it. By week 6.
Trying. He's trying.
Amazing.
All right, on to presidents. You know this league very well. You've been in presidents for a decade. Hanks is 6-0, number one in the league in scoring. Not the overall league, but in presidents. I think he's like second or third overall. And then 12th in points against. A pretty good formula for success. And a couple notes I had here was Jeff loses a painful one. So Josh Knust, you guys were projected within 0.5 of each other, and you lost a matchup by 5. Do you want to discuss?
It was painful. Again, Breece Hall, all I needed was for him to score a touchdown. He actually did have a good offensive game. Just couldn't find the end zone.
Touchdown and cut inside when he shouldn't have. But
pure pain. I hate it. But interestingly, so I was messaging with Knust because the Jets game was the one that was left to play, and he was hedging against Breece winning the fantasy matchup for me, and he made a parlay that I forget. Let's see what I think he messaged me in Discord.
He's in the chat right now.
Oh yeah. So he
said get wrecked, which doesn't help
he placed a bet. He bet $10 that Brees Hall scores 2 touchdowns, had 40 plus receiving yards and 70 plus rushing yards.
Wow. Okay.
Because that would have been what would have, a combination that would have scored enough points for me to win. And so he was like, hey, if I'm going to lose in fantasy, I better win in real life. That would have paid out $180. But he did say he'd rather lose that $10 and win fantasy than have that hit. He got his wish. I unfortunately did not.
I've made
I thought
that in my past as well.
I thought it would have been a win-win if he just if I got to win fantasy and he got to win $180. That seemed like a good outcome to me. But
right,
Josh just had to turn the screws.
He could have cut out the middleman and just done what he did, but 1 touchdown, and that would have been enough to beat him and win both of you money.
Yeah.
Right. 6 plus 3 is 9. So that would have been above 137. Maybe Knus isn't that good at math, which wouldn't be surprising. But yeah, I mean, you just need whatever he just bet minus 1 touchdown, and that would have won you the matchup instead of 2 touchdowns. But that's why we have business analysts like myself. We're the numbers guys. We're smart. We're hot and cool. And then there's Knus. So yeah, you got a little ways to climb, 2 and 4. But not out of it at all. I mean, you're not out of it for another 2 or 3 losses, really. You have a good squad. So, what's the plan? Are you gonna make trades? What do you think?
I mean, I would, but I think.
You just have faith.
I did make a trade. I feel like I've got a good team, and they just need to show up with their lunch and their hard head. Pull a Danny Woodhead.
Themselves.
Get to work.
Yep. Nothing's earned, or nothing's given, only earned. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I'm always open to trades, but I think that people are always skeptical of me actually making serious trade proposals to people. So that's probably prohibitive at this point, because I like to spam people and then perpetuate the reputation.
Once you've gotten that reputation, you might as well lean.
You get a reputation to uphold.
Right.
And most times, I do a pretty good job of drafting and working the waivers, so I don't need to rely upon trades. But we'll see. The season might be different.
So you're at 595 points for it. That's pretty low, but you've dealt with some injuries. You've dealt with some buys. You're 200 points lower than Hanks, but I don't know. There's hope here. I think the squad's good. All right, on to I skipped the upcoming interesting matchups thing. I didn't have time to do that. General league topics. Do we want to talk about the fact that there is one school across all of the nation that is top 10 in men's basketball, women's basketball, and motherfucking football?
And
potentially, huh?
And Bridges.
And Bridges. And most likely, wrestling. So even if somebody else sneaks in there, we're going to have them on another thing, the wrestling. That's the Iowa State motherfucking Cyclones.
Feels good.
So have you been watching, you've been able to watch the Clones games, especially because the last 2 have been...
Yeah, the night games. Makes for a great Sunday morning. I get Sunday morning football, which is an absolute treat when you're halfway across the world. And when the Cyclones win and you're not just cursing at the TV the entire time. And we get another one this weekend, I think. I think there's another night game.
Yeah. UCF is a night game. All right, Knus said he needed 23.34 points, 70 rushing, 40 receiving, 2 touchdowns is 23 points, and at least 1 reception is 23.5. Got it. Okay.
Can we get a fact check on that? Somebody?
Yeah. Are you going to be back
but
for
no,
any Iowa State games from the great nation of Singapore.
Probably
We'll have
not
to
this
watch them
year.
all from afar.
I don't think that I'll be back to the States for the rest of the year. So we'll make it back, but happy to see him on TV. And it's been really fun to watch. I mean, obviously the greatest start in my lifetime, but since 1938 or whatever. Hopefully we can make it 7-0 and the best start of all time this weekend.
Yeah.
But I am, going back to the fact that we're in the top 10 across a number of sports in the upcoming seasons. The Iowa State fan in me just has anxiety that when we're not supposed to be good, we're good, like we are in football. And when we're supposed to be good, like we're projecting to be in these other sports, I just worry that we're just going to shit the bed and we're not going to be what they think we are. I'm sure we'll be good actually in women's basketball, but I am worried about the men's basketball team. On paper, sounds great. Returning 4 of our starters, getting a couple guys off redshirt, getting 4 interesting looking players through the transfer portal. Like, I think it's going to be a really cool season. But the Big 12 is also killer. Like I think I saw a stat that it was the first time that the Big 12 or any league has made up half of the top 10. And I'm talking in the men's basketball rankings. So I think conference play is going to be really hard. So even if we have a good team, we're going to face pretty stiff competition too.
Yeah, basketball is going to be fucking nuts. Which sucks. Like, it makes so much sense that now we're going to be a perennial like top 10 team, and now we're just entering the most like insane level of Big 12 competition ever. So winning the conference is going to be nearly impossible.
Yeah,
but
I would love to. I mean, I feel like I've got, as a broader Iowa State, imposter syndrome. Like, I would love to just keep showing up where we're actually expected to be good. We are good, and we can do that consistently and turn into a program where it's not just pain all the time.
Yeah, I think that would be nice. Not to be sad all the time. For once.
What else we got in the mailbag?
Okay. Most valuable player and least valuable player.
Ooh.
Ashley, what are you doing?
Ashley's back here just crinkling bags. adding to the sound effects.
That does sound nice. My most valuable player would be. Wait, what's my Jaden Daniels. Easy.
Yeah, I kind of want to separate
it. 11th round.
Oh, that's excellent value. I mean, like when you look at the rookies, there's been a ton of pleasant surprises. Jaden Daniels, chief among them. Malik Neighbors has been killing it.
Oh, yeah.
Brian, what's his butt? The receiver.
Brian
been
Thomas.
Killing it. Yeah, Brian Thomas. I think from a MVP standpoint, I would give it to derelict Henry.
Oh my God! Yeah.
I mean, basically the LeBron of the NFL, where keeps ticking, age doesn't matter, freak athlete, and scoring a touchdown, I think, in every game, ripping off runs, not slowing down with age. Like, kudos to derelict.
Yeah, he's 30, 31, and the number 1 overall running back. That's basically impossible. So I think that probably makes sense. Let's go right now. Week 7 MVP, Derrick Henry. Least valuable player.
Oh man, I feel like the entire fantasy scene is an LVP. Like, everybody's just not been scoring and performing like they have in the past. But
McCaffrey's number 1 for me, probably, just because his whole thing was like hidden.
Yeah, that's
Devontae Adams is up there.
One pick
because he's pretending to be injured.
Etienne was an early pick that got injured and is out. I'm trying to think of people who are not injured and just suck. Um,
Christian Kirk. That seems like a
sucks.
decent one. He was like last year. He was top 15. Now he's useless. CeeDee Lamb. He's over number 10, and he was number
That
one
is an
overall last
underperform.
year.
Yeah, underperform there for sure. Garrett Wilson, you mentioned as a Garrett Wilson owner.
Yeah,
Big,
Kelsey.
big disappointment there. Oh,
Oh,
Kelsey, yeah, for
Laporta.
sure. Laporta,
You probably took Laporta in what, round 3, and
I don't
he's
remember.
tight end 15. Like he's had one good play.
Tyreek's got to be up there.
Shit, yeah. There's a lot of really bad players. Everybody got
Um,
fucked.
Brandon Ayuk on my team,
Yep.
terrible.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, there's a
Actually,
lot
I'm
of
just gonna
people
look
that
at the draft results right now, and we can just look at this. Okay, McCaffrey, terrible. Tyreek Hill, bad. CeeDee Lamb, underperforming by about a round. Puka Nacua, IR for the entire year. Devontae Adams has quit football until he got up with his drug buddy. A-Chain got a concussion. Mike Evans is great. Kelsey, 301 for us. This is Nigro's team. McCaffrey, Olave, and Kelsey.
rip.
So McCaffrey and Olave both are out, and then Kelsey's been bad. Ayuk, there's Laporta. Waddle's been really bad. He was 309. Rashad White's bad. Yeah, I don't know.
It feels
everybody
like the
sucks.
entire round 1 and 2, and maybe even 3, has just been a disaster for everybody.
Yeah, you can get super lucky, which is normally not the case, especially round 1. You're just like, which one of these guys is going to finish top 3 instead of top 10 normally?
So I wonder, like, people that are successful, are they just making their? Well, I think quarterbacks has been a big one. If you've got a top performing quarterback, which you typically pick in the mid rounds, like that's probably carrying a lot of people's teams. And then just some mid round surprises. I think that's been people getting lucky with some of those picks.
Yeah, like I got lucky with Mason and Brian Thomas. That's carried me super hard with Garrett Wilson and DJ Moore being shit. And yeah, I mean, like Jaden Daniels was just a dart throw, and it turns out that Mahomes and yeah, I guess Mahomes and Stroud have both been really underperforming. Stroud's still really good, but points wise, like not at all where you would want to draft them. So it's just been a weird year. Especially like 2 years
Corey and the
ago, it was all like you need to draft an early quarterback. You need Jalen Hurts, and then now 2 years later, it's back to you don't need to draft a quarterback. It's fine because fucking Baker Mayfield is number 1 or whatever.
Corey in the chat giving a shout out to David Montgomery, one of Iowa State's finest. He
Yeah, he
actually has been
probably is the
playing
most
well. Yeah.
underrated. He's still underrated, not even in fantasy, but in real life, dude. Got $18 million, and you should get $700 million. Give all of Jared Goff's money to Dave Montgomery. Bonte. Okay. Other mailbag. Nickelback or Creed? Mine's Creed. That's easy.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Creed too. I
There's a
saw
group
also
of
there's
bands that are like where I don't like them, and then I love them as a joke, and then I start to love them for real life. And
yes,
Nickelback has never crossed that. Creed has, and also like Lifehouse.
yes, butt rock,
Like,
butt rock.
yes, butt rock, yeah. Where Nickelback still sucks an unbelievable amount of ass, but Creed is like so fucking funny that I'm delighted whenever it comes on.
You know what though? I used to spend a lot of time in Canada for work. Nickelback is a big deal in their home country of Canada. Like people,
Really?
yeah, it's a big
They
thing.
love it. Okay.
I love it. And they even still, I went up to Calgary in July for my brother-in-law's bachelor party for Calgary Stampede. If anybody ever gets to go do that, it's a ton of fun. And Calgary's a great town, and the Rockies out there are beautiful. But Nickelback was a headliner at Calgary Stampede, so they're still out playing big shows in Canada.
What?
Yeah.
That's insane to me.
Also on that, I think Zachar put in Oasis as a candidate for this discussion. I wouldn't say Oasis is butt rock.
No, Oasis was just really good. That was strange.
Yeah, they are coming back on tour though. I saw.
Yeah, I mean the two brothers that lead it are douchebags, but Oasis is just really good. It's not.
I actually don't know that I want to. I don't know. I don't know that I'd want to see Oasis live though. Like I think the vocals would not be good. I mean, I've seen videos of them live, 10 or 20 years ago, and the vocals were not good. I got to imagine when like Noel and Liam Gallagher are 50 something that the vocals haven't gotten better.
No, I wouldn't think so either. I have no desire to watch them live. I just appreciate the couple of the albums that they made. And we'll call it good there.
Yeah.
I don't need to look into any more of the two Gallagher brothers.
I'm a firm believer that when you go see live music, you cannot hold the same opinion of the artist that you held before. You're either going to like them more because of how they perform, or you're going to think worse of them. And Oasis is one of those ones where it's like, nope, I don't want to go see them live. I think I'm going to come out with a worse opinion.
Yep.
It's like when you rewatch movies from your childhood, there's little upside. You're going to be like, oh, this is objectively a bad movie and it's ruined my memories now.
Yep. Yeah, I tried to watch Grandma's Boy with Merritt because I quote, what is it? There's the king of the fucking jungle. And that's right, monkey, play my head. I quote both of those to Merritt all the time, and then we watched it, and I was like, I still kind of love this, but I can tell you don't like this at all, and now it's making me uncomfortable.
Oh man,
that's right, monkey, play my head.
One of the first things that I did with Ashley early in our relationship was like just share. We spent like one night and I just pulled up like all the different internet and YouTube videos that we used to watch they'd get sent around the Delt listserv.
Yeah.
And these things, they hold a special place in your heart and your sense of humor. But when you catch somebody cold, like 15 years later, who didn't have that in their experience, you realize like, okay, there's a wall. Like,
oh yeah, we got new haircut, we got Washington, we got the Harry Potter overdubs, we have Power Juice,
Power Thirst,
yeah, the unicorn. What is that?
Charlie the unicorn.
Charlie, yeah. The early days of YouTube were just so pure.
Yeah. Oh man, and some of them are still good. Some are bad. Like Salad Fingers, I hate.
Yeah. But, did you know that Gen Z now? I think it's Gen Z, or like they're like YouTube, like videos and TikToks of them idolizing our time in college now. Like basically looking back on like 2008 to 12, 13 as like a golden age.
It's like us looking at the 80s and being like, look at this classic rock. It's so great.
There's like a video of like people out on a fraternity lawn like watching a shit ass band play terrible music, and it's like, wouldn't this be great? It's like, you can do that. What?
It's like the idyllic 1950s where people like just had a picture of that. Yeah. You know what? Our college time was awesome.
It was pretty.
They should idolize it.
There's a pretty phenomenal quote or entertainer I saw that was like, you had the invention of the camera, which was mind blowing. You have to stand there for an hour and get your picture taken, and then there's like the advanced Gen X, where you have Polaroids, you take pictures, and that's a moment in time, but you don't know really what is going on. And then the millennials is like, we're taking digital photos, but it's still, this is all happening now. Like, these are all, I'm uploading all these photos of like the night I had, and these are moments in time. And then now in Gen Z, it's, I take this photo, but I don't like it, so I'm going to delete it, and now I'm going to readjust it to what it should be, and it's like a completely different mentality.
Oh yeah, when you
It's
see a lot of there's a
unbelievable.
lot of influencers in the wild here in Asia, like people just out for like hours taking pictures and trying to get the exact right picture.
Oh God,
It's mad. It's
this is a
madness.
fucking
Couldn't do
nightmare.
it. But you know, the other thing I was thinking about technologically, um, you've got the algorithms on Instagram, right? That kind of curate based on your preferences. And what
Mm-hmm.
we had like the list serve, and
Yeah,
people would send stuff out kind of based on the mind hive of or the zeitgeist of the house's preferences, right? And that would get tweaked over time based on the inputs and what was being shared. And it's really interesting to think how that was kind of a precursor to the algorithms that now shape what you see and the sort of things you like and don't like.
yeah. Certain emails would get a funny response, or a lot of people being like, "That was great," and then certain ones would be like, shut the fuck up, dude." Like, nobody cares.
Yeah.
And
Or
then
like,
you cater.
videos that got, yeah.
Oh yeah, the videos for sure. I mean, the Washington ones I always will remember forever. Oh, what's that one where the guy was on acid, drinking out of cups, being a bitch? Uh,
Oh,
fuck, what was that called? Now I'm remembering all that shit.
somebody in the chat
Mr.
or on the,
Balloon Hands. Yeah.
I feel like this will be a good thing. Either we could do it in the Discord or certainly the next draft. Like we should just have a session where we compile all of our favorite videos and just fricking sit and power through them at the end of the night. Like
Yeah.
a 1 or 2 hour just watch these 20-year-old YouTube videos and take a little trip down memory lane.
Be like
See if
therapy.
they hold up.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I can tell you that a lot of them do. A lot of them hold up real nice. Especially the Washington ones. Washington, Washington.
6'10", fucking killing for fun.
Exactly. All right, man. We are at an hour and I'm sleepy. And you probably got to go to work. You got to go sell Boeings, sell airplanes and shit. So you got
Just do business.
it's business time for Jeffs everywhere. But thank you for joining. This was a pleasure.
Yeah, good to see
And
you.
best of
Good to
luck.
be
I
on.
hope you turn it around.
I hope that I turn it around. I hope everyone else in Presidents does worse than me, but also good, but just worse than me,
Right.
and we'll be
Everyone's
happy.
highest score except they're the highest score and you are.
All right, buddy.
Goodbye. Bye, Ashley.